And so when you talk about this brunch, you're talking about 3 decades of having this celebration. And why they do it, because Coretta Scott King asked the Savoy family to, because she knew her husband was living by some of these quotes that you see right here, and they embody that as they go year by year to hold this annual brunch. Night of waiting and anticipation, I can tell you that I stand here with Beaumont Mayor-elect Roy West. Mr. West, how does it feel?
It's a wonderful evening, that's for sure. It is so great to be here with our community and just so humbled.
Confirmed tornado left this behind. What used to be the home of Carla King, what she called home for 20 years, you can see it did a lot of damage. Half of the roof is gone. The half of the house is blown off. There used to be a shed back here that is now all over the yard. Trees broken. You can even see the power line that got pulled down. There's actually workers out here right now working on it. And this is where a lot of the damage took place. This was just one spot, but it took place all over the neighborhood. This just took the worst of it. Well, Patrina, it's an emotional scene out here. Family and friends have actually come out here. Where at least about 20 people are now here, kind of standing around the house, and you get people trying to find out what's going on, Beaumont police told us that a young man was shot sometime this morning, and that's when they arrived on scene around a little after 9 o'clock this morning. Now, I'm gonna move out of the way here and kind of show you the scene that we're seeing of the home. Investigators are still in. They've been here since we got here active. We've seen a lot of things happen. We've seen a canine dog. We've seen a perimeter set up, and just a lot of emotional family and friends. Well, Aaron, when I talked to Chief Herrera, he believes that could be a possibility that started this fire, but he said he could not confirm it at this time. Now, let me just move out the way like I did at 5 and kind of show you what the scene looks like now. Firefighters are still fighting this fire. I mean, it seems like every time they put it out, another fire in another part of the home restarts. A little bit more kind of what we're seeing here is now you can see this car. This will be that single lane that we're talking about, and it seems like some drivers still having trouble speaking about. And now that inside lane that you see me in now, this will now be the bike lane. And I know some residents had concerns about they used to park their car in that lane. Well, talking to City Councilman Chris Durio, he said you will still be able to park your car in that lane. And so the street I stand on right now, Farmville Avenue, residents tell me they used to be able to sit on their porches and be able to do things in the neighborhood, but that is no more. And not just because the drive-by shooting that happened Saturday. They tell me this has happened more than one time. So now I'm going to show you some of the bullet holes that are in the home that was hit on Farmville Avenue. If you want to take a look, we counted almost 17, about 17 when we came out. And the day was supposed to be today, but that was pushed back to tomorrow. The Mayor, Roy West, said there was a few things that had to get done first, but we've been waiting years, so what's really one more day? The mayor says he's ready for the future. Actually, I hold that probable cause affidavit in my hands right now, and let me read you some of those disturbing details that they found out that Baby Shaw was suffering from. So specifically, he was suffering from subdural brain hemorrhages, several bilateral detached retinas, and severe retinal hemorrhage, and a number of bone fractures located throughout his body. Aaron, that's right, I'm trying that one. Actually, if you could ask Kim, I've gotten a little better since I'm doing this on the 5 o'clock show. I'm still trying to work on the braking a little bit, but you know, safety first as always. As summer is coming to an end and we're putting our beach bodies away, we came to Crystal Beach to check in with some businesses and some beachgoers to see how summer really went.
Have kisses. Oh, I love you.
Christy Reyes now depends on her furry best friend to get through some of the toughest years of her life.
He's my gentle giant, yes.
She got her dog after her 21-year-old son, Alex Reyes, committed suicide in 2018.
And I got a text message on my phone that said, Mom, please forgive me. I love you. Please take care of my dog.
Christy immediately ran over to her son's Alex home, where she found him standing in the kitchen with a gun to his head.
And I hollered his name, and he pulled the trigger, and as he was going down, I caught him in my arms, and he actually died in my arms.
Alex's suicide sent Christy into a deep depression.
I turned to alcohol really, really bad, and that's where my life went. It went to sitting on a barroom stool, drinking every day.
But that wasn't the bottom for her.
I'd been in and out of the mental institution 4 times because I tried to commit suicide myself because I couldn't deal with it. Whenever everything had happened, I got diagnosed with PTSD, and that's how I ended up with my big boy behind us.
Usually suicide is a cry for help, like all behaviors.
Mental health counselor Marlon Williams says there are things loved ones need to look for if someone is suffering mentally.
You're not doing the things you used to do. You're not communicating. You're acting a little strange.
And something changed for Christy 5 years after her son's suicide and her own suicide attempts.
It was like, my kids and my grandkids, I don't want to put this on, them. If something happens to me, they're going to be in the same boat they are with their brother.
Now Christy has been sober for a year and has started the proper grieving process, but she wants those suffering to get the help they need.
You get there and you think that that's your only way out. I wouldn't want that for anybody.
Reporting in Jefferson County, Mellow Style. Hey, Aaron and Kim, I was able to speak with Bria McZeal's family earlier today, and they told me that they want to remember her daughter, not just what she did as an occupation, but as the great daughter she was, as the great friend she was, and as the great sister she was. Bria McZeal was a giver.
The way she gave unconditionally to anybody. She never turned nobody down.
And a dreamer.
Bria's life described itself. She dreamed big. She did more.
Bria was more than just a friend.
She was bold, brilliant, and beautiful.
It was the night of November 4th, 2020, that changed the McZeal family and the Port Arthur community forever.
When I received a phone call from a stranger and asked me, could I come down to the emergency room?
McZeal was confronted with the news of his daughter's death.
Immediately, I went into protection mode to protect what mental side of this effect on him that I could and how I would bring it to her.
Brian knew that his family had to heal.
That we needed to heal and started immediately, and the only way we were going to do that is with forgiveness.
The family says they know who shot her.
The person who we think and the police think was the shooter is dead.
Bria was many things.
Bria was our encourager. She was, our worshiper. She was our silly girl. She was a leader. She was a go-getter.
But with the sad times, there are times her family still smiles when thinking of her.
She would have been telling us what to wear. She would be saying,
Yeah.
you go, boy. You
I
look
see you.
good. I see you, boy. So we smile just in getting dressed.
The McZeal family says that there will always be something missing. But the 30 seconds it took to take her life is nothing compared to the 26 years she lived on this earth. And she did it in a bold, brilliant, and beautiful way. I was able to talk with Port Arthur Police Chief Tim Derwosser earlier, and he told me that this investigation is open and still ongoing.